Good afternoon, Bridgewater. It's Michael Dutton, your town manager. It's about 3:30 on Friday, January 28th. And I think, as everybody knows, we're expecting a big storm coming in this evening, to later tonight, and all day tomorrow. So right now, as it stands, we're looking at pretty steep snow totals. So I wanted to give you a little update on what's going on in our preparation side. So our emergency management team met this morning. I think we're about as prepared as we can be. So let me give you a little update on our plowing plans. Relative to plowing, our crews will be out sanding, salting the side roads later this afternoon, and then doing the main roads a little bit later this evening after the rush hour. We'll see plow vehicles stationed at the police department and the fire department for emergency response and the needs that certainly those two agencies have, especially the ambulance, to make sure that we have the ability to get out and provide ambulance services to those that need it. We'll have about 13 of our own vehicles on the road. That's all of them. Those are the ones that we have. We'll have about 47, a little over 47 contracted trucks. So those are plow trucks, mostly large pickup trucks with plows that are not town vehicles, but we contract with a whole bunch of different people to provide plowing services on a regular basis. So I will warn you that that's down from the numbers that we have had in the past. So we are short equipment and drivers to operate that equipment. So it's just the nature of the beast. We're not alone. It's right across the state, right across the nation, those numbers being down. So I say that because I think the message is, hey, we're going to have to all be patient. We're not going to be getting out and going places on Saturday. Tomorrow, Sunday, is going to be a cold day. It's going to be a lot of cleanup work to do. And so we will be out there certainly doing that road cleanup and getting to sidewalks, the ones that we clear as soon as we possibly can, but that may take a while. So it sounds like it's going to be a storm of some historic proportion. So I am never one to overhype something, but I do think that we need to be prepared for that. So I encourage folks to get out. Get what you need so that you can hunker down for a day, 2 days, or whatever you need to get through this storm. So if you have a power outage, in the event that you have a power outage, I encourage you to call National Grid's outage line. So you do that directly. That's you'll get on the list quicker than if you call our highway garage or if you call the fire department. So National Grid's outage line, for those that don't know, at 800-465-1212. Again, National Grid's outage line is 800-465-1212. And so certainly if you have an issue with plowing, I again ask for your patience, but you can call, and I would encourage you to wait until after the major parts of the storm are over, but call our roadways office at 508-697-0931. Again, 697-0391 for anything related to that. And I do want to really encourage people, look out for your neighbors. This storm might find a lot of people stuck inside. And I'll also warn that for those that have some kind of direct vent furnace that direct vents out the side of your house, make sure that you clear the snow away from the direct vent outlet or that exhaust outlet, because if you don't, the potential for the carbon monoxide to build up inside the house is that much greater. So if you have a neighbor that can't get out for some reason to clear away that direct vent, I certainly ask that you look out for them. So, but again, most importantly, just have some patience, and we will get things cleaned up. Our highway superintendent, roadway superintendent is at it right now as we speak, and the crews are out there as we speak, and they'll be out there for quite some time. So patience. Don't try to go anywhere tomorrow on the roads. Let them do their work as best they can, and we will get through this together. And you neighbors, just just watch out for neighbors that need help. And whatever we can do to help, just let us know. But we'll get through it. So that's really all I have. It's a little after 3:30 on Friday, and hopefully I'll be back with you over the weekend as we get through this and give you another update. So thanks everybody, and if you can't have fun, just hunker in and stay safe.
I had a chance to talk to the town manager, Michael Dutton, ahead of the potential major snowstorm. Among the items we discussed, the town's response to clearing roads, and if it's needed, any warming center here in town if we have massive power outages. The top question a lot of people have, and we're filming this on Thursday, things can change 180 degrees. So we'll kind of go with what Thursday's forecast is, and it's a lot of snow. And I remember you on Channel 5 saying that the number of snowplow drivers and snow operators was down because of the pandemic, retirements, and just a lack of interest because people don't feel like going out for 18 hours. If this storm holds true and we get a foot and a half of snow, whatever it is Bridgewater prepared as far as the number of snowplow drivers to try and get us through this storm?
That's a great question, John. And I would say unequivocally, we are ready for the storm. We have enough drivers. We have enough pieces of equipment to get us through the storm. The question is it going to be getting us through the storm and getting things cleaned up as quickly as people may have been used to in the past, or as quickly as people want? And that may not be the case. So we have the equipment, we have the people, not enough people, not enough equipment, but we have enough to get us through the storm. I think we'll be fine. And quite honestly, the roadways department of our DPW does a fantastic job with what they have. So I have every bit of confidence in Paul DaCosta and his crew.
18 is going to be okay for the most part. 106, 104, those are your major roads. But as far as some of the minor roads, is it fair to say, again, if this forecast holds true, is it fair to say that some of these roads and secondary roadways could be impassable for Saturday and Sunday?
I think, again, it is Thursday. You pointed that out. And I think a lot can change between now and when the storm actually hits. We could get more snow than we're anticipating. It could all be rain. Who knows at this point? But it does appear that it will be snow, and it does appear that it will be a fair amount of snow. So you're right. The primary roads, and it's not a secret by any means, and people I'm sure understand, we want to get the main arteries done as quickly as possible. We will, if there are emergencies, we'll make sure that we clear the road where an emergency is happening. So if there's a secondary street or a cul-de-sac that's getting plowed, it's before the primary roads is generally so that ambulances and fire trucks can get there. So, but generally speaking, primary roads, the secondary roads, and then the smaller access roads come last. So that's just generally a picture of what to expect. How long will it take? I think Paul and his crew have been pretty good about getting first passes done fairly quickly and getting roads accessible fairly quickly. So I have every confidence that into Saturday night, we'll see most of the roads cleared out. Obviously, there'll be a lot of cleanup to do, probably Sunday and Monday, but at least they'll be passable.
And I don't think it's any secret to you that the power situation here in town is infamous as far as how it goes during the storms. We had Jeff forecasting 45 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts during the true height of the storm. Any plans yet as far as a warming center if we do get a mass power outage, and B, for a lengthy amount of time?
We always have plans for a warming center if that is needed. We usually see how the storm progresses and try to get up to the minute weather forecast. And then if we see more widespread power outages, then absolutely we'll be opening up a warming center. It's a challenge. Nobody wants to leave their home before a storm. Obviously, if electricity goes out, it's going to be during the storm, and we don't encourage anybody to leave their homes and try to venture out in the middle of a storm like this. So it's sort of the kind of decision you have to make as the storm progresses, and we have to make sure that we can get volunteers in to run a warming center or a shelter, and then obviously get the people that need to be in the shelter in the shelter. So it's sort of an all hands on deck at that point, but we will make that decision as we get further into either the storm preparations or the actual storm event itself.
And again, if this happens and if everything kind of goes to what the forecast is saying and the power does go out, would it be fair to say that the information would be on the town's Facebook page and the Bridgewater portal website?
Exactly. So we try to keep people informed through both those mechanisms. We'll try to push out as much timely information if it's appropriate. I mean, one of the things we try not to do is push out information that's not of any value to people. We try to make it timely, and we try to make it pertinent. So we just want to make sure we give people information that we have that they don't have and that they need. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of clutter. So we try not to clutter people's feeds with fluff.
Nobody's really playing the violin for Bridgewater that we don't have a lot of snowplow drivers, because this is something going on across the state and the region. But if anybody's watching this that has the ability to help with snowplow or snow removal, be it a snowplow or a sidewalk operator, there is opportunity for them to get in touch with the town manager's office and try and help out, because if you get a lot of people on the road trying to help out clear out some of these roadways, you're talking about an easier and a quicker cleanup.
Usually there's, first of all, yes, you're absolutely right. You don't contact me because you'll just get into a black hole of red tape. You go right to the source. So you would call the Bridgewater Roadways Department directly at 508-697-0931. If anybody is interested in doing that kind of work for us, specifically contract plow driving, if you have pieces of equipment and the ability to plow, and the staff and the folks to get behind those plows, definitely call. And again, that's 697-0931, the Bridgewater Roadways Department. Having said that, we do solicit drivers. We advertise usually end of summer into the fall, and obviously, because we're a municipality, folks have to have appropriate insurances and all of that. So they go through a bit of a screening process. So there is that. But again, if you're interested, please absolutely give us a call, and we'll try to make it work.
A lot of valuable information. Hopefully this snow takes a trip out to the east and this is all for naught, and we just kind of have a practice for the next time. But thank you for coming on and answering some of the questions I'm sure a lot of residents in town have.
My pleasure, John, anytime.
We'll get to more on the storm in just a minute, but we do have some other news to share with you. A Bridgewater man pled guilty in federal court on Wednesday to multiple counts of drug trafficking and firearm charges. 42-year-old Raymond Gaines, who according to the U.S. Attorney's Office was an associate of the Orchard Park gang, was arrested back in June after investigation was opened 2 months prior. It was discovered that Gaines was in possession of cocaine with the intent to sell, along with a gun and numerous rounds of ammunition. The state released its weekly COVID breakdown for local communities, and for the first time in a few weeks, Bridgewater's numbers are trending in the right direction. The number of tests over a 2-week span was down by about 1,000, but the case totals and positivity percentage declined for the first time since the January 6th report. This is starting to reflect the reported slowdown of the Omicron surge here in the Bay State, but of course we'll learn more in the coming weeks. Turning back to the Saturday snowstorm potential, and you heard mentioned the strong winds to go along with the snow and cold, there are some tips should you lose power this weekend, and some of them you can actually do before the first flake falls. Check the gas tank on your vehicle. This way you can leave if you have to, but also it prevents the fuel line from freezing. Don't forget, if enough snow falls, it could cover the exhaust pipe on your car, so make sure you clear that before you start your car or truck. Don't forget, if you're using a generator, to operate it outside with proper ventilation and make sure your carbon monoxide detector is working properly. And finally, if you do go outside to shovel during the storm to try and keep up with everything, make sure the clothing is dry if you repeatedly go in and out. And don't forget to be careful if we do get a lot of snow, because the cold and countless hours of shoveling can impact your heart. So hopefully you stay safe out there for whatever comes our way. And with talks of a blizzard, we wanted to turn the clock back a little bit to January of 1996. Some parts of the Northeast picked up 3 feet of snow, and Boston saw about 18 inches. We leave you with a look back at Cable 8's coverage of the blizzard of 1996.